everybody that is a part of this, the merger or whatever you want to happen, that now you guys are part of, whoever was coming from the other company, get the fuck out. Get out. Here's the email. It details everything. Read it, because it will self-destruct. And
I'll get Ubers for you all.
Well, that's a different perspective than this one here, honestly. That's a way different perspective.
When I started this company, a lot of people assumed that I would use this company as a vehicle for my own individual politics. And
why would they think that, Eric? Why? Why would they think? Why would you use this company for your own individual politics? Yeah, why would they think that? Just because you said that you would gut Marvel and fire everybody just to get rid of a few SJWs? This is his new video.
I can't entirely blame them for assuming this. It does show how unfamiliar people are with me.
Yeah, everybody's unfamiliar with you. Eric, your entire life is on the internet. All of your viewpoints are on the internet. It's not like people are going, we have assumptions about Eric that are just based on our own prejudices. No, everything that you've said is on the internet. People have every right to make assumptions about who you are.
Politics has corrupted people's minds.
And this is the whole thing. Politics have corrupted people's minds. All of your friends are you and all of your friends non-stop talking about politics in the entertainment business. And by the way, this is the heel turn that happens. You're going to notice this. You know what this is? This whole thing, the apolitical nature of Rippaverse? Here's the punchline. Now, let's play it first. Let's go through this. Let's see this bullshit. This hibbity-jibbity.
And with the growth of social media, many people are consumed by it. So, because I'm a political commentator, perhaps some people believe that, like other people, I'd be incapable of separating that from my work.
No, you asshole. People are wanting you to put your politics into your work. Oh, this is infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. People think that I wouldn't have the skill and the foresight to keep my own politics out of my work. No, asshole. People want you. People thought that they were promoting an anti-woke comic book company. Nobody said, well, that's Eric. He's just 'cause he's a political commentator, I'll bet his comics are going to, that's going to be a big problem, us that are supporting him. We need Eric to keep his personal libertarian values and his anti-SJW values out of his comic book company. No, everybody was expecting that of you, Eric.
But if you watch my commentary over the years on comics, you'd understand the issues that I've had with the mainstream in the first place. It wasn't that people had their own political opinions that differed from mine. It's because there was no balance and things were hyper-politicized. They were...
Okay, it's because there's no balance. Eric, there can't be balance when SJWs are there. This idea that you can sort of share a space with SJWs, you know better than this. Woke does not actually, what's the phrase here? Coexist? Woke, remember those bumper stickers that said coexist? And it was like all these symbols? I made a coexist bumper sticker that instead of, like for the X, it was a swastika. And I put that on Facebook. It drove everybody nuts. But that was the point. You can't coexist with evil. The idea that you can coexist with and it came out after all the terrorism and everything. We should coexist with Islam. You can't coexist with radical lunatics. You can't do it. So when you see coexist with a swastika, you go, oh shit. No, you don't coexist with evil. You have to eradicate evil. This idea that you think you can coexist with SJWs. No, Eric, they don't want to coexist with you. They want to destroy you. They want to destroy what you're building. But this is this kind of arrogance that happens where you're trying to appeal, not to your audience, but to somebody else. By saying, listen, it's all about balance of politics.
Beating the audience over the head. And my goal with the Rippaverse was not to simply make hyper-politicized content that reflected my own personal political views, though I know why some people...
Yeah, why would you do that? Why would you come out and why would you make... By the way, what is goodging again? You don't think goodging is hyper-political content that reflects your own point of view? Isn't fucking goodging Who's Gonna Build the Roads the comic book? Fuck them hoe-ass roads, the comic book. That's pretty much what Goodjing is. Your entire comic book company is about libertarianism. Texas has seceded from the U.S., and it's doing fine. All of your heroes are fucking libertarian asswipes. What the fuck, man? Why wouldn't people expect that of you? You're acting like my enemies think I'm going... No, your friends think that you're anti-woke. Your supporters, the people who are paying you, think you're anti-woke. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You led people to... Look at this. I understand why people would think this. Up and away, non-woke, Fox News, New York Post, anti-woke. You understand the only reason people are supporting you is because they think you're anti-woke. Everybody thinks that. Oh, you're not? Oh, I didn't know that, Eric.
Us as anti-woke, we've made it clear that's not an accurate assessment.
Oh, who's we?
But
who is we?
Make content
when you say we've made that clear, who? It's your company. Is the fact that you've hired radical feminists, is that we now, and put them in charge of your editorial? That's we? Surprise, guys. You funded another SJW company. Surprise. Eric doesn't represent you. Why would you think that he did? He doesn't represent you. Why would you think that he would, according to Eric? Some of you think that I can't, I'm incapable of doing something other than supporting you. No, Eric, I believe you. I 100% believe you that you're perfectly capable of betraying your audience and trying to reach for an audience that doesn't give a shit about you, which is what you accuse Marvel of. Marvel's sitting there making these comic books for nobody. Eric, who are you making your comics for? Who are they for? I thought they were for your audience that watched your content and thought you were a libertarian, an activist, a political activist on the right. Anti-woke. No? We were all wrong? Wow. Boy, don't we feel stupid.
Despite people that differ from us ideologically. Your principles will assist you in navigating a story. But there's a difference between that and, again, beating the audience over the head. We are apolitical. But
nobody needs to beat the audience. Dude, what are you talking about? Your comic books are all libertarian, you dummy. Goodjing is libertarian. You are beating the audience over the head. You have a superhero who is basically saying, if you want my these are public services. Public services have been privatized to a quote-unquote superhero. If you want me to put out your fire, you have to pay me $49.99 a month. That's your idea of a comic book, dude. That is highly, radically political. Jesus Christ. Oh, we're not doing that. Listen, we're not doing radical politics. Yes, you are, dude. You are.
Because I want this to be a fun environment for both employees and readers. We employ
it's real fun.
And contract
what is this?
Of people, and they're all over the political...
Holy shit. Eric, you have identified you've got two SJWs, two people that you... First of all, if you don't care about the politics of your employees, why are you so fully aware of them that you can chart their political values like this? I don't care. I don't hire people based on their politics. Well, you're certainly aware of them. Wow, look at the diversity of thought that Eric July has in his fucking comic book company. He's hired two communists on the authoritarian left. Look at all the leftists that Eric has hired. Two centrists right in the middle here. Libertarian. There's Eric right there. Centrist libertarian. You have two that you're saying, two SJWs and a whole bunch of leftists working for your company, Eric. It's not about diversity of thought and ideas. It's not about turning a blind eye. It's like being fully aware of the culture war and what it means and who these people are and what their goals and aims are. If you have authoritarian leftists working for your creative enterprise, you no longer have control of it. You just think you do. Which is why you're now saying we have made it clear. It's your company. It should be I have made it clear. Who's running this thing? You look at the chart that you have there. Hey everybody, were you under the impression that Rippaverse was anti-woke? Wrong. It's woke. It's fully woke. Eric July doesn't know Conquest's second law of politics, says Uncapped Turtle. That is correct. If you are not explicitly right-wing, you will become radical left-wing. And he's already planted the seeds for that, and he's congratulating himself for being above politics. You fucking clown. Ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Jeez.
Spectrum. Our only rule is that you leave it at the door and do not let it interfere with business. Our position here—
Oh yeah? Is that your rule? Well, get ready, Eric. Listen, Marvel Comics thought they had the same thing going. They started hiring a bunch of women and feminists and radical leftists. I was there. Leave your politics at the door. You know what they said to the people who told them to leave their politics at the door? They complained about them to HR. They sold them out to the media. They Me Too'd them. They got them out of the way. And then they took control of the company, Eric. You don't have control of this. You don't have control of SJWs, Eric, because they have control of public opinion. They own the media. They have it all. And you have set yourself up for an enormous Me Too lawsuit. It's enormous. It's funny. We're watching it happen. For you to make this video and brag about being apolitical, you lied to your audience. Your audience was under the assumption you took media appearances, you allowed articles to come out calling you anti-woke, and there is no reason for anybody to think. I mean, the most basic assumption about your company is that it's anti-woke. It's all you talk about when it comes to comics and what needs to change. When you say we will win, Eric, what does that mean? When you say we will win, the fuck are you talking about? You're hiring SJWs, and you're not interested in fighting them? We will win. Who? The fuck? And when you have a phrase, we will win, it's assumed that you mean that your point of view will win in this space. Comics. Your point of view is what? What is your point of view? We just need more fairness. We just need to work. We need to be allowed to work with social justice warriors. Jesus Christ.
It has already been tested, as there have been cancellation attempts on some of our employees because they have a political opinion. Some people—
They're radical leftists, Eric. You hired the Saska sisters because, I don't know, it seems like you like them an awful lot. An awful lot. They're very flirty. They're very flirty. And you really, 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 really seem to really like them. And people are telling you, no, these are not good. These people do not share our values. And so therefore, we do not want to support your company because they don't share our values. In fact, they're the fucking antithesis of conservative values. Most of your customers are Christians, Eric. Did you know that? Most of your customers, the people who were supporting you at ISOM #1, were conservative Christians. And you fucking betrayed them by putting them in a position where they have to make a choice. They either support you or they adhere to their own Christian conservative values. And they chose their values. That's why Goodjing is at $200,000 right now, and you've lost 95% of your funding audience. 95%. You are down. Your funds are down 95% in 2 years. And now you're going to sit there and lecture everybody that, like, you probably thought that I was going to be, on your side. Well, surprise, I'm not on your side. You see me over at Fan Expo, Colorado right now? You see me trying to worm my way into the mainstream? That's what this video's for. I'm sitting there trying to say, I'm not them, guys. If you thought I was like, fighting you fighting the mainstream? I called you all pedophiles before. I said that, like, the Saska sisters snuck an anti-pedophilia thing through Marvel Comics, implying that, like, you're pedophiles. But here I am at fucking Fan Expo Denver, trying to fit in with the mainstream, trying to announce that I'm looking for legitimacy and telling my own audience that I don't represent them anymore. And if they thought I did, they were wrong. Because I've hired people all over the political spectrum, especially and including authoritarian leftists. And I guess this is just our fault, like our big misunderstanding. Why didn't we see this? We should have just thought harder about it, Eric. We will win, you said. Who? Who's going to win? Win against who? Who are you fighting? Oh.
May dislike. These efforts were obviously unsuccessful, and I've backed our employees.
Yeah, you back your employees against your customers every single time. And you're supposed to be congratulated for that. You put out shitty clip art comics, and you, when customers complain, you back your artist. You go, I'm here to protect my artist from my audience. Jesus Christ. I'm here to protect. Listen, my audience, my customers are complaining about the food. My customers are coming in here and they're complaining about how shitty the food is. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to stand by my chef who is shitting in the food. I'm standing by him. He's my employee. I'm on his side against the customers. Please stop blaspheming, says Squips. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry about that. I'm shocked by all of this. This guy stands with his employees against his customers. His customers are saying to him loud and clear, you have hired people who spit on our values. It's not even that they don't fully represent us. It's that they are Satanists who make pornography. And you have put them in a position of power and editorial control over your company, which is, we thought, anti-woke. And you're expecting a different result from Marvel Comics. Why? Because of your power and influence? What are you even doing over there? What power and influence do you have? You've been cucked in your own company. I saw the Yaira trailer, the live action trailer. What did you even do there? Did you participate in any way? You just stood there with your arms crossed giggling at people complimenting you. The Saska sisters completely hijacked your company. They're running it. If Mike Barron has questions about Gooding, who does he go to? You or them? Eric has gone woke. Wow, there should be a bunch of videos. Go woke. By the way, get woke, go broke, Eric. Remember that? How's Gooding doing again? I got your simp army out there justifying, wow, well, Gooding is doing better than Fearsome. Listen, Fearsome's a massive success. Gooding is a catastrophe. Fearsome is performing exactly the way all of my comics perform that aren't Cyberfrog and aren't drawn by me. Your comic book campaign has lost 95% of its funding for no reason. There's no reason. 95%. Started at 3.7 million. Fast forward to 2 years, we're down to $200,000 for a campaign, for a comic book, and everything's fine. All's well. Don't worry about it. Things are fine, guys. Don't worry about Eric.
Let these guys be themselves, and because they don't have to fear being canceled, we get...
Here we have Caro Brown, who was sitting here at her computer. Caro Brown bragging about being Rippaverse's non-binary employee. So that's good. You know, it's like all of these guys, they are very quick to brag about their identity politics, about who they are. It's so embarrassing. Like, if I hired somebody and they were like, I'm All Caps Comics, first black non-binary sex worker in a wheelchair, I'd be like, you're fired. I'm sorry. I've seen enough of this. We've seen enough of this nonsense. We've seen enough people bragging about their identities at Marvel and DC to understand that that is usually the focus of people who destroy companies. But you know what's weird? See Caro Brown sitting there typing at her computer? What does that say on her computer? If we zoom in, if we were to zoom in, what does that say? In the corner? Budget versus actual expenses. What is this? This is fine down here. What is this? Is there some is there a problem? Is there a conflict between the budget that you had to spend and the actual expenses? Shit. Oh no. Oh no, Rippaverse. Oh my God. Well, things are going good, guys. Don't worry. Let's get back to the actual apolitical nature of Rippaverse.
The best out of them.
Wait, there's the guy who threatened Riley. Hold on a second. We need the best out of them. We need a guy to stand in front of Riley, square up against him, and immediately stand down. When Riley goes, what are you going to do? Hit me? I'm standing on a public sidewalk. Here's Brandon in the warehouse on the computer. Oh my God, guys. It's going real well.
Out of them.
Yeah, look at this, ladies. Wonderful.
I want to make sure this is a great...
It's fun to see that guy in real life. I don't know, Rippaverse has a real problem with that guy. He doesn't like him at all. But it's fun to see him. Oh my God. Oh, look at us having fun.
Great work environment. As for the customer's perspective, I want this to be about fun. I truly believe in the importance
I need it to be fun. By the way, again, when I talk about being the puppet master of Rippaverse, remember, you guys might not remember because it was a while ago. But you remember when I said the big problem with Rippaverse and Eric July right now is he's not having any fun. He's not. You look at him, he looks miserable. He's attacking everyone, you know, he's super hyper protective. He's lying about things. And really, it doesn't look like any fun. And I said, that's the big problem. Fun. There's no fun. And suddenly fun became the... I mean, they watched the show. State Farm, remember. You guys remember this. They watch the show. And they accommodate. They do everything that I tell them to. And now Eric's like, I want it to be fun. I want Rippaverse to be fun.
I want you to be able to nerd out and have that fun. Sure, the fandom will be protected from bad actors and those that wish to infiltrate, but people should expect that...
People should expect the fandom is going to be weeded out of people who are bad actors. The fandom needs to be weeded out of bad actors? Who are you, Kathleen Kennedy? You're going to weed out toxic fans? Eric, isn't it your job to just gatekeep your fucking company from SJWs? But you want to weed out toxic fans? They're toxic fans, bad actors, infiltrators. You understand you have become woke. You see that you're woke. You sound just like them. Does it feel good? Does it feel... one thing that's important, the one benefit of being woke, is that when you say things like this, you feel good. It's called virtue signaling. You feel virtuous when you're saying that we just want everybody to have fun here. There's no political screening here. There's no gatekeeping of authoritarian leftists. We hire authoritarian leftists. That's called virtue signaling. Do you feel virtuous? You feel pretty good? Is there a nice little tingle? I feel great saying that I don't have any political standards at all. And the people who have built my company, the fans, listen, some of them are toxic. We're going to screen them out. We're going to screen out the toxic fans. And we're just going to focus on having fun. It's going to be fun. God damn, man. This is great, man. This is a great video, Eric.
There will be fans from all over the world with different political views. It should not consume...
No, there won't. There will not be fans from all over the world with different political views. There will be conservatives. There will be conservatives who watch your channel. Look at his face. Every pause is great. There will be conservatives in your audience. That's it. Why would anybody with different views watch your show and back your comics? There are people who agree with you, Eric, your views, or what they thought your views were. This idea that you're going to expand outwards and collect people, a different audience than the one that you have, is Marvel Comics. That's what Marvel was trying to do. Spit on their own audience in favor of an audience that they would rather have, that would make them feel better, that was a little bit more cosmopolitan. Are you trying to outreach to a leftist, Eric? You don't have that audience. There aren't random people, Eric. There aren't random people choosing to buy Rippaverse. I promise you this. I will tell you, and I don't know if you'll listen or not, but the comic book industry, when they know who you are, when they find out who you are going to reject you. You're not, I know you want in, like all of you guys do. See, what you're doing now, this virtue signal towards, listen, I want to be legitimate. I want to be part of the mainstream, is exactly what Geeks and Gamers did when Zack Snyder came on board. They made a real play. For all their talk about we will win, for all your talk about we will win against, presumably, the radical left that's ruined all of this shit, for all of their talk about Hollywood is woke and blah, blah, blah. Secretly, you guys really, truly want to be a part of it. You want in. Your fans, the people who supported you, they didn't want you to do this. Your fans, the people who gave you $3.7 million for ISOM #1 and who now have largely dissipated, they thought you belonged to them. They were like, oh, it's our own little comic book company that we can support and that'll be protected, that won't spit on us. This is a big fucking hawk tooey. Hawk tooey. On them. The people who buy Rippaverse are people who watch your show loyally. They watch you on YouTube. There's nobody there are 0 people, zero people who have bought Rippaverse who don't know who you are and don't watch your show. They're buying it to support you because they like your point of view. It's not because they like your comics. Your comics suck. Your comics suck balls. So it's because they're supporting you and they have a fantasy of this idea that you're building a company that represents them, and you just spit right in their faces. Sorry, if you had the idea that we represented you politically, wrong. We're apolitical. I'm hiring fucking perverts. I'm hiring vampires. Hey, if you had the idea that we represented your values and all the things that we said had gone wrong with comics, nope. That's your mistake. I guess you weren't listening carefully enough to Eric July. And I guess nobody was. Because everybody thought that you were anti-woke, but you're not. Haktui on Rippaverse.
Every aspect of your life. And if the Rippaverse can provide a nice place to just decompress and have some fun with others, I'll take that.
Isn't that nice? Yeah, Rippaverse it's a nice place to decompress with others. What is it, a Starbucks? What is it, a Buttfucks? You know, that place, the coffee place, Buttfucks. I don't know. Buttfucks. What are you talking about? What is this virtue signal? What is this extended virtue signal? It's just a place where people can relax. What are you talking about? You're a comic book publisher. Is this just, these are jobs for your friends? Is that what it is? I'm trying to understand what he's even saying. Eric July wants the Rippaverse to be a safe space, you see. Wow, this is intense, man. This is intensely crazy. What a betrayal. What a fucking betrayal. Are you going to be joking? We're just friendly.
I have no investors. I'm the sole owner of this company. So this is going to...
Then how come you keep saying we? How come you keep making announcements like, hey, we've made it clear? Is that the royal we? Are you more than one person? Is it you and the fucking hamster in your pocket? What do you mean we? We have made it clear that we're not political. No, you haven't. You're the sole investor. Is that right? Keep saying that. I believe you.
To remain our approach. I reject this idea that everything is political because it makes political a meaningless term. It's nerd culture. People are going to argue about everything from who's the strongest to how they feel about the stories.
No, they're not. They're not going to argue about that. Well, they will argue about how they feel about the stories. But Eric, nobody's having those conversations about you. The one thing that makes your company unique is that people thought it was anti-woke. That you were a libertarian and cap comic book publisher trying to push back against the woke comic book culture. We were all wrong about that. Like, everybody was wrong. Even I thought that. Like, I'm quick to think the worst of you, Eric, but I didn't think this. I didn't think you were this much of a coward. I had no idea. I didn't know that you would flip this quickly. It's astonishing. But again, all these guys want, all they want is to just be a part of that machine. They want it so badly. They want in. Az wants to be able to get on the phone to Tom Taylor and be like, Tom, it's Az. Are you going to be a weirdo? No? Okay, then. We're cool. They all want to be a part of this. They don't realize, like, you know what? The amazing thing is the comic book industry wants to be where you are. Everybody who's working in comics is like, how do I get into YouTube? How do I sell my comics on YouTube? Comic industry is collapsing. It really is. It's not doing so good. Those guys, the people who work over there, talented creators, are sitting there trying to figure out how to do what we're doing. But you guys, man, Eric, you would sell out your values so quickly for something called legitimacy. You understand, like, the mainstream isn't legitimacy. Owning yourself is legitimacy. Being able to do what you want to do on your own terms and not having to worry what people think. You're worried what people are going to think about you. Why wouldn't you want your comic book company to represent your values? And by the way, that doesn't mean that all your books are going to be libertarian, even though they all are, Eric. All your comics are libertarian. Crazy. Why wouldn't you want to just hire and uplift conservatives? Why would you want to employ leftists? When that's like, are you kidding me? Like, you can't, you're hiring leftists. Leftists have every single advantage. They can work anywhere. Anybody who sits there and says, I want to fucking cut the balls off a child and reform their genitals into a vagina, they can get work at Disney. They can take over Disney. Why are you hiring them? Why are they running Rippaverse? And I guess telling you that you need to be apolitical. You cucked your own company, dude.
That's a core tenet of it all. But everything doesn't have to devolve into some political grand scheme.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun again.
Let's just have fun again. Political grand scheme. Eric's denigrating the idea that people wanted his company to be anti-woke and to represent their values, which is the only thing. What gathers everybody together? Why are we a community? Why does this YouTube space exist? Because everybody here is sick of woke SJWs. Everybody here is sick of the authoritarian left. And that video is a confession by Eric July that he doesn't have control over his own company. And he's letting us know with that little chart, yeah, I do hire SJWs. I do. I like them a lot. They're really sexy and they like say nice things to me and they give me hugs. What do you mean? What did that mean? What was that? What was that video? What were you talking about? So anyway, whatever Rippaverse is, you know what it is now? It used to be a non-woke, anti-woke comic book company. That's what it used to be. You know what it is now? Here's what it is now. It's a desperate wannabe fucking fake comic book company trying to break into the mainstream. You know what it has to offer? Shitty comics written by Chuck Dixon and, you know, whoever else over there. And Eric July. And the Saska sisters. That's what it has to offer. We will win. Okay, bro. Astonishing.